rotates all the way over, close to the floor, and finds a wide open Beasley.
Coming out of high school in 2017, Jarred was a top 13 recruit in his class while being a McDonald's All-American in spite of foot and ankle injuries which limited him in his last 2 years of high school. Then during his 1 year at Kentucky in 2018, he suffered more lower body injuries and played in just 14 games that year, and though he had a promising year there when healthy after getting a bone graft in his foot with many concerns about his health moving forward, he slipped all the way out of the first round to the 41st pick in the 2018 drafts. And as for the team who selected him in the Denver Nuggets, they would hardly use him. In his first 2 years in Denver, he played in just 28 games due to more availability issues, and at the 2020 trade deadline, the Nuggets stuffed him in a package, sending Malik Beasley over to Minnesota so they can clear some cap space, knowing they weren't going to extend any of these guys they're sending off. While for Minnesota, they got Malik Beasley, who had a strong end to the 2020 season. While for Vanderbilt, he would play in just 5 minutes before the season shut down in 2020. So far, the story sounds like it's really going nowhere. Now, for the record, at the time, I did know who Jarred was because of his high school hype. With those availability issues his first few years in the league, many scouts' concerns being him fading out of the league sooner than many could have expected due to injuries was starting to come true. However, there is a massive silver lining right here. Since drafting Karl Anthony Towns with the first overall pick in 2015, Minnesota has been looking for years for the right fit alongside him at the 4 in the front court. Being Cat was a negative defender in each and every single year of his career to start off, ideally that would be a hyper-athletic player with a great motor and most importantly, very good defense. Plus, with Cat not being the best rebounder, somebody who can contribute on the glass as well. And that profile right there is Jarred. Last year with real opportunities, he stayed healthy for the most part of the year, appearing in 64 games where he had a handful of noteworthy performances, stuffing the stat sheet with a bunch of rebounds, while showing people how versatile a defensive player he is, containing guys that may be 7 or 8 inches shorter than him in space, or opposing teams' best players on the perimeter who are bigger wings and very tough to guard. But after a very encouraging year playing 1,100 minutes, which is a lot more than the 100 he played his first 2 years in the league, when he pairs on real motor and athleticism with great instincts and the willingness to buy into his role in Minnesota, things seem to be headed in the right direction. Still, in the offseason, it took the Timberwolves' former executive Gerson Rosas until mid-September to offer a 3-year, $13 million extension. And being given the starting role this year at the Timberwolves, he has been perfect. Frankly, what stands out most while watching him is how much slower he makes the guys look around him, darting by box outs, corralling his teammates' misses on offense. As he's averaged 3 offensive rebounds a game this year, helping Minnesota rank top 3 in the league on that end. Which, with a bunch of shooters around him who like to shoot the ball a lot, that skill set is so valuable to have alongside them to just plug right in. But then no player on the floor matches his intensity and unlimited motor. That can be best shown when he's whizzing by bigger perimeter defenders by the floor off interceptions, steals, or just any deflection in general for an easy transition dunk. That same fit though alongside Cat has been so big this year, where with his length, quick hands, athleticism, and tenacity, he has been all over the floor. A lot of it on offense is that mindset of how can I grab this rebound over and over again each possession. He's very adept cutting to the rim on backdoor cuts, making a ton of money off putback slams and rolls to the rim. But then defensively, this dude is a stud. With the aforementioned very quick hands before and great anticipation intercepting passes, he creates a ton of turnovers, where with very good instincts and constant movement, he gets his hands everywhere. Sometimes it's deleting fast breaks, playing free safety, allowing his teammates to play more freely with him roaming around everywhere. But then he has the versatility to defend basically every single position in the game. Now, he doesn't have the amazing footwork to be a total on-ball stopper on smaller guards, or the best physicality banning with big men who are trying to get him off of them, but it's his ability to defend literally anybody on the opposing team, whether that may be him guarding Trae Young or LeBron James pretty well. And then once he gets his hands anywhere, oftentimes it'll start the break where he's beating guys down the floor with a full head of steam, and from there pushing the pace, so long as nobody's in front of him, it's an easy dunk. But that's also the thing, somebody can be in front of him no problem. Oftentimes he'll just jump right over them. Playing alongside countless ball-dominant guys and prolific scorers, he knows his role offensively, buying into that modern Dennis Rodman role fully. When he tips a pass or rebound to himself, straddling the mid-range area where he's not really a threat, he'll make the simple extra pass. Also making some great passes in tight windows when guys are cutting backdoor to the rim. The good decision making he has, coupled with being a very capable ball handler in the open court, has unlocked more to him offensively than just being a great rebounder who's hard to box out. When it comes to getting out and running the floor for easy dunks, he is great at it. But then in the half court, he'll find himself in the dunker spot very quickly, catching passes and finishing through contact in congested spaces. And when he's in those spots and the shot goes up, he gets himself in good positions to get rebounds. And if he's on the perimeter, he has to burst to below by guys before they could even think about boxing him out. And I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but look at some of the missed shots he gets his hands on. Night to night, with Vanderbilt's presence, not only the tangible traits, but the unlimited passion and energy he has, he's a guy you have to prepare for. Because if you don't, he's going to come up with 7 or 8 offensive rebounds, completely changing the entire game for his teammates, getting them extra possessions. All while defensively this year, he has been a leading element in them being one of the better units in the game after being horrible on that end for many years. The numbers he puts up are not very gaudy unless you're looking at his per 100 rebounds, which in that case he's averaging 17 rebounds a game, which is filthy. But it's the impact he's had this year in Minnesota, where when Pat Beverly's starting, the Timberwolves have one of the best starting 5 lineups in the entire game, ranking in the 97th percentile in net rating. Now the catch with him is he's a total non-shooter, but that is totally okay. Right now the 2 biggest areas in his game he could look to improve on would be his physicality and footwork, allowing him to better defend bigger players looking to battle with him inside, pushing him around. And then when it comes to guarding guys in space, he can be more of a one-on-one perimeter stopper that the Timberwolves could rely on late in games. If you put those 2 things together, with him most notably staying healthy and getting more comfortable playing within his body, I'm looking at Vanderbilt not only being an incredible pest for years to come, but easily one of the most impactful role players basketball has to offer. Thank you so much for watching the video and staying to the very end. If you enjoyed, drop a like and of course subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments down below, will Minnesota make the playoffs? And as always, I'll see you next time.